In this video, we're going to be going over every single side Easter egg in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, so in your next game, you can jump with your friends with the knowledge you'll be able to get some really awesome rewards early on. You may already know a few of these, but I highly encourage you to watch this to the end because you will learn something new. And as the seasons go by, there will be new Easter eggs. If you want to stay up to date with all of them and you enjoy the video, then subscribe. Now let's first jump into one of the most elusive secrets in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and that is the Blood Burner bike and its spawn locations. Some of you may have seen this bike before, some of you may have never come across it, and that's because it is an extremely rare vehicle to find, and there is only ever one in every match. And for the most part, its spawns are completely random. It is not marked on the overall TAC map, and you will only be notified if you're near it within a 300-meter radius on your mini-map. But this vehicle is absolutely incredible because it is indestructible. It never takes damage. It never needs to be repaired. It can kill any zombies that it collides with. It never needs refueling. It has its own ether pulse field upgrade ability, which you charge by running over zombies, and it can drive on water. It even has its own living conscience inside of the bike that speaks to you during certain moments. And the field upgrade on the bike is so strong that one use of it near the Stormcaller Boss within the storm will fully take it out, which is absolutely incredible. The only downside is that it can't take out any other elite bosses like the Mega Abominations or Disciples or Manglers, but it's easily one of the coolest side Easter eggs in Call of Duty history. Thank you to WarzoneHub.com for this image that shows the currently known spawns for the Blood Burner bike. There are currently 7 known locations, but there's potentially more than that as people haven't found them. So try and look in these locations in your games to see if you can find it. The next side Easter egg we're going to talk about is the friendly dog Easter egg. All over the map in the low, medium, and high threat zones, you're going to find dog houses, which if given chunks of flesh will give you a friendly dog depending on the amount of flesh you give it and the threat level that you complete this Easter egg in. Now, in order to get chunks of flesh, you need to get them by killing zombies in specific ways, and that can be via a pack-a-punched weapon, by killing the zombies in any way which uses explosives or fire, such as napalm burst, molotovs, or even the hellhound's flames that are left after you kill them, or by simply getting headshots on zombies. Once you have a chunk of flesh, you can offer it in a low threat doghouse to get a tier 1 dog, 2 chunks of flesh in a medium threat doghouse for a level 2 dog, and 3 to 4 chunks of flesh in a high threat zone doghouse to get a tier 3 dog. Getting a tier 3 friendly dog is one of the best things you can do as a solo player in the high threat zone, as this dog will revive you every time you go down, regardless if you have self-revive or not, and will always be able to kill zombies and will teleport around the map depending on if you move around to a different location. The only thing the dog is not invincible to is to elite bosses who will chip away at its health, but the dog's health does regenerate over time, so it is an essential Easter egg for those that are playing solo in the high threat. Let's now move on to the free perks side Easter egg, which will allow you to get up to 8 free perks every single game. Let's start with one of the most important perks in all of Zombies, Juggernog. Now, in order to get Juggernog, you need to go to just south of Levin Resort, and you need to have a Molotov grenade. Now, in this area called Alabaud Condos, there is going to be this little campfire with the Mr. Peaks bunny sat on the chair. All you need to do is just throw a Molotov down at this campfire, and a reward rift will spawn, giving you Juggernog guaranteed every single time. Let's now move on to what I think is the second most important perk in Modern Warfare 3, which is Quick Revive. Now, for this one, you're going to actually need to use a vehicle. So you want to make your way to the Hadika Farms and then head just south of it until you're on this strip of road where there's going to be 2 of these road signs that are each going to have a ladder, and on top of it is going to be a Mr. Peaks bunny. Now, the way that this Easter egg works is that Mr. Peaks is going to want you to race from one sign to the other. So it doesn't matter which sign you choose, but within the vehicle, you need to be in the vehicle right underneath the bridge, underneath Mr. Peaks, and you need to wait until you hear a laughter sound effect. And this is essentially your marker to start the race. Once you are specifically under it and you hear that laugh, the race begins, where you need to race from one of these signs all the way to the other. There's a little hint for this, as there's a speed limit of 80 miles per hour, and once you hit it and go through that next point, you'll hear a sound effect, Mr. Peaks will disappear, and a reward rift will open where inside you'll be able to get Quick Revive for absolutely free. Now, there is a caveat to doing this particular side Easter egg where you have to use an ATV in order to get the Quick Revive for free. If you use any other vehicle, it's just going to be too slow. So I have the hatchback here, and I'm trying to do the Easter Easter egg. And as you can see, when I drive from one end to the other, the quick revive does not pop. And then later on, I just got an ATV. I tried it and it worked. So that is the only vehicle you can use because the other ones are just too slow. The next free perk I'm going to show you is how to get death perception for absolutely free. So what you want to do is make your way over to Pop of Power, which is in the central north of the map. And here in Sorokin Industrial, you're going to see the set of 3 rings. And right in the middle, you're going to notice that Mr. Peaks is going to be on top of an orb right in the middle of these 3 rings. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and climb one of the smoke towers, which is going to be this one marked on the map. And we're going to need to climb up 2 sets of ladders to get all the way to the top of the tower. And once you're at the top, you want to jump onto the banister and be looking towards these 3 rings. And we're going to be parachuting and gliding through all 3 rings without falling. So in order to do this, jump off the banister and immediately open your parachute. And you're going to want to be gliding into this first ring towards the right side of it. So just take your time, slowly glide into it. And once you've made your way through, immediately fly through to that middle one and then over to that far left one. And as you see right there, if you manage to do it, you'll get the sound effect of the queue confirmation and the reward rift will spawn underneath you when you land with the death perception can inside. This one might honestly take you a few tries. So if that's the case, do not worry. Just go back up to the smoke tower and try again. Let's now show you how to get the perk Deadshot Daiquri for free. So what you want to do is make your way just below all of military base in this area here called Abtal Academy, where you're going to find a castle with a load of gravestones underneath. Now up in the castle window is going to be Mr. Peaks bunny. So you want to jump onto this exact grave that you see here, and we're going to be throwing an explosive into the window. So if you look exactly where I do here of the Semtex and cook it, on your first attempt, you should explode it. You'll hear the sound effect and the reward rift will spawn underneath you, giving you Deadshot Daiquri for absolutely free, which is such an insane perk to be given right away for free. The next free perk I'm going to show you how to get is Speed Cola. So what you want to do is you're going to want to make your way over just east of Levin Resort to make your way to this statue here. You want to drive over the bunny with the vehicle and land on the road underneath. And if done correctly, the reward rift will spawn. And inside you'll be given Speed Cola, arguably one of the quickest ones out of all of the perks to get for free. Let's now move on to how to get PhD Flopper for free. So you want to make your way to Shaheen Manor, which is in the bottom right of the map. And you're going to notice there's going to be a swimming pool with the little ether bunny sat by the pool. What you need to do is you need to go into the building that is directly facing the pool, and you're going to make your way all the way up to the top floors to get onto the roof. Once you're on the roof, you want to mantle up onto this area here, and you're simply just going to want to run and dolphin dive over past the bunny. And if you've done it correctly, you'll see the bunny will disappear and the reward rift will give you PhD Flopper. Nice and easy. Let me now show you how to get stamina up for free. So you want to make your way to Zaravan City, and specifically to this building in Zaravan City that we have marked. It's in the area called Quadri Shopping Center. It's the tallest building in this area, and you're gonna want to make sure that you have just one weapon so that you can have your fists out, because you're gonna need it in order to get stamina up. So once we go inside of the shopping center, you're gonna make your way to the right, and there's gonna be a door leading up a staircase. Mr. Peaks is gonna be chilling on the bottom of the stairs, and all we need to do is once you've ran past the bunny, we need to continuously run up all 15 flights of stairs until we make our way to the rooftop. Now, I do believe you are under some sort of clock here when running up the stairs, so if you don't do it in time, there is a chance that you can fail it. But if for whatever reason you do, you literally just go back down to the bottom floor, run past the bunny and start it all over again. But hopefully, if you've listened and followed this guide correctly, then you should have no worries at all. The reward rift should spawn as soon as you get it on your first try with the stamina up can inside. Here's how to get Tombstone soda for free. What you'll want to do is you want to get a vehicle and drive over to this part of the map, which is labeled as Aldar Estates. And on the map, it is just left of the manor. And in front of you, you're going to see this construction building with a zip line on it that you're going to want to use to get to the roof of the construction building. Now, you are going to need a sniper rifle in order to get this free Easter egg, because there is a jump scare involved with this, which I actually think is really, really cool. But over to our right, there is this yellow crane. And if you zoom in with a sniper, you will see that there there is going to be Mr. Peaks a little bit further up on the crane to the right. What you're going to need to do is aim directly at Mr. Peaks. You're going to have to focus in as well and then get the perfect ping onto Mr. Peaks. You can't be pinging the construction tower. You have to get the ping directly onto Mr. Peaks. You do, this happens. Actual Mr. Peaks jump scare, and then straight after that, the reward rift will spawn on the roof, giving you Tombstone soda. Now, the final perk, Elemental Pop, is actually tied into a completely different side Easter egg, which is the graveyard Easter egg within the high threat zone. This can be located towards the bottom left of the high threat zone, right beside the doghouse for the high threat zone. And the way that this Easter egg works is that you have a prompt to pay respects to the grave, and by doing so, it is going to strip your weapon of its rarity and its pack-a-punch, but in return will give you a reward rift that has the chance of giving you back the same pack-a-punch and rarity you had, but in the form of crystals and tools that you can exfil with and then bring them into a future game to save your weapon's rarity and pap level, rather than them being reset by the exfil. There is also a random chance that this will also give you Elemental Pop for free, but this Easter egg is completely random. Sometimes it will give you the equivalent of what you gave it. Most of the time, it will give you something far less than the equivalent of what you gave it. It is all completely random, but if you are going to exfil, it might make sense to try this Easter egg just in case it will give you back the same rarity and pack-a-punch level that you gave it. The next side Easter egg I'll be showing you in this video is how to unlock a secret vault under the map near the manor, which is labeled as the vault Easter egg or the chessboard Easter egg. So in the bottom right of the map, there is an area called Shahin Manor. Once you go through the front doors, immediately take a left and you'll notice that there'll be a tunnel with a rappel rope. Use it to descend down into the tunnel and then take a right, and you will be in this room here where you will see a locked door with a prompt that says the vault locked. To the right of the door, you're going to see a table with a chessboard, and this chessboard represents the entire zombies map, with each of these chess pieces in areas where we are going to find a boss that you're going to need to take down. Looking at the chessboard, you can see that there is a boss in the top right of the map. There's a boss to the middle/top left of the map, one towards the middle left and one towards the middle right. So let's first begin with that middle to bottom right, and this is actually going to be a boss called the Knight. Now, on your attack map, around this section, you want to be looking for this armored truck that is going to be actively moving around the map. This is going to be the first boss you can take down, called the Knight. Now, he literally patrols around the map and any player can kill him at any point, but killing him will drop a phone which has a prompt to send transmission to H7. Now, the objective is to take down every single one of these bosses and use that transmission phone to send that signal to H7, which is the manor, because each boss drops a telephone which prompts one of the vault lights to turn on. So that was a very, very quick takedown there of the Knight. But now we're going to show you where to go to take down the Bishop. So the Bishop is going to be over here in Pop of Power, and it's going to be in this tunnel right here. As soon as you drive towards the far back of the tunnel, you start to see smoke spawning in, and there's going to be a few soldier AI spawning along with the Bishop. Now, this is a very fast moving AI assassin that melees, so you have to be careful and pay attention as he's going to run out of the smoke to try and flank you. But once you take him down, he's also going to spawn one of those transmission phones, which you're going to need to do. Now, these bosses can be taken down in any order, but you can just follow how I'm doing in this video. But because this is a public event, any player can kill any boss at any time. So if you don't see the Knight, then it's because a team might have already killed it. And if you come here and you don't find the Bishop, that's because someone else might have already killed it. And you can always track the progress of how many bosses have been taken down and how many phones have transmitted to the manor by going back down to the vault and seeing how many lights are on by the door. But going for our next boss, this is going to be the Rook, and this can be found just slightly south and left of the Seaport district, and it's this marked building on the TAC map, which is a fancy hotel. Now, when you get here, you're going to want to enter the hotel from this side, and you're going to want to make your way all the way up the stairs. There's going to be a few flights of stairs, and on the 4th floor is going to be this door where there's going to be a sentry sentry gun turret place that you're going to need to go ahead and take down in order to advance through. But the first room on your right, you're going to find this boss just chilling here next to the bed. And once you take him down, he's going to drop another one of those phones that you can send a transmission to H7. Now we've done that, we can move on to the fourth and final phone, and there's no actual boss to take down with this one, which is pretty nice. This is going to be tucked away right in the top right corner of the map near the Orlov military base, and it's this fishing hut which is marked on the TAC map. It's just here right in the corner. And once you make your way inside, there's going to be a TV monitor, and placed on top of that TV monitor is going to be the fourth and final transmission phone that you're going to need to activate. Now that you've activated all four of the phones, you now need to make your way back to the manor. Now you can do that by going on foot or via vehicles, but in each of these four locations, there are going to be secret teleporters that you are able to activate. Now I'm not going to show all four in this video, but if you do this one last, you're going to come across this teleporter pad in the Orlov base. If you shoot these symbols in the exact order that you're seeing my teammates shoot in this specific location, is going to open a 0-point interdimensional portal, which will cost 1,000 points for you and your whole team to use, but by entering it, it will teleport you straight into the vault floor. So bear in mind, you don't need to do that, but if you just want to get to the vault super quickly, that's what you need to do. But once you've taken down all four bosses and these transmission phones, you'll see that all the chess pieces have now been knocked down on the board, all four lights are on, and all you need to do is at this door, just back up a little bit, and then you'll have a prompt to unlock the vault. Once you do that, you will literally be able to open the door, and inside you will find a few large ether caches. There's going to be guaranteed gold bars in here, as well as some perks, but beware, as one of these caches is going to be a fake one, and it's going to be a mimic elite called the King. And I mean, of course, it was the last chess piece that was there on the board. Once you take down the King, he doesn't really drop anything, but it's just a nice little surprise for getting that room open. Now, because this is a public event, any players can contribute to any of the four phones, so if you're trying to go for this, another team might already be ahead of you and could be waiting at the vault for another team to complete all four of these transmission phones. So just be very careful and definitely try and use the teleporter that I showed you to get to here very quickly once you get that fourth and final telephone done. Next side Easter egg we're going to go over is the teleporters themselves and exactly how they work and how you can make the most of them for traveling fast across the entire map. You've probably come across moments like this where you've seen this mysterious teleporter pad just appear on the wall with a bunch of symbols and not really know how to use it. Well, around the map, there are at least 11 of these teleporter walls that if you approach them, these symbols will reveal themselves. Now, if you shoot any specific 3 symbols in a certain order, that's going to actually correlate to a location somewhere on the map for you to fast travel to. So in this instance, I want to travel to the bottom left of the map. And so what I need to do is if I shoot these 3 specific symbols in this order, it is going to reveal a teleporter that will take me to that exact location. Now, there are so many different combinations, and any of these can open a portal, which for 1,000 points will allow you to fast travel to a location on the map. And as you see, when we land, it shows those specific symbols on a wall, letting me know that if I ever come across another one of these teleporters, this specific code on that wall will take me to this location every time. Now, a massive shout out and thank you has to go to Craig from Lego Unlock's Discord server, who created this map of the portals for me as a cheat sheet that I can share with you all in this video. As you can see, there are 23 different combinations of these symbols that will all take you to 23 different places on the map. Anywhere that is labeled with a number correlates to a location that you can end up at using one of these teleporters, and the little swirling icons that you can see around the map are going to be where you'll find the entrances to these portals. I'll leave a link in this video's description to this image so you can reference it in your games. But for the second example here, I will show you a teleport with the image in the video so you can understand this a bit better. Wanting to teleport to the top middle of the map where we can see the number 2. So what I'm going to do is I look at the reference sheet, I see what the symbols are to get me to the portal exit number 2, and I shoot shoot those 3 symbols in that order, the portal opens, and for 1,000 points, I can spend it and I end up right where the number 2 is on the map in the top left. Side Easter egg is so vital for traveling fast around the map and just takes a matter of getting used to remembering where the portals are so that you can take advantage of this. But if you ever hear a weird sound effect like something spawning, there's a chance that it's spawned on a wall near you, so just watch out for it. Next side Easter egg we're going to go into is one of the bosses that you can take down, which is inside of a fortress. We currently have one in the game called Legacy. Once you're geared up enough in a game of Modern Warfare Zombies, you can go over to one of these areas on the map, which is called an encampment. These will contain a bunch of AI soldiers that you'll need to take down, and once you have, the Merc camp activity will be completed, and one of them would have dropped a mercenary stronghold keycard. With that keycard, you can now make your way to a point on the map which is called a stronghold. It will look like this on your mini-map, and using that stronghold keycard, you'll be able to open the door, and inside there will be a safe activity. There'll also be a lot of AI, and once you're drilling the safe, there will be a ton of AI and zombies that will come after you and try and attack you whilst you're trying to do this. Some of these strongholds will be big areas like you're seeing here, and some will be smaller huts and houses where the safe will be fairly well hidden. Once that's completed and the safe is open, you'll see that the activity will be secured and a fortress key card will be available. This will lead us to one of the most difficult AI activities that you can do in the entire Modern Warfare Zombies map. Once you're fully equipped, make your way to the top left of the map to this marker of a castle, which is Legacy's fortress. This is a super difficult military base where there will be a helicopter shooting at you as you enter, and there'll be a ton of the most elite mercenary AI protecting the entire base. My best advice is you'll want to slowly enter it and slowly make your way, taking out all of the enemies. But your main objective once you've managed to get inside of the base is that you actually want to go and open this door here into the actual fortress using the Legacy Fortress keycard. Now, the moment you open this, more mercenary AI are going to be spawning outside of the fortress, but there are also AI waiting inside the fortress, and my best advice is to open the fortress and then immediately turn around and run away from it, because those extra mercenary AI are going to spawn and you want to be taking them out first. Otherwise, they're going to be rushing you inside of the fortress where you have a very small play space. On top of the AI you've already been taking out, there's also going to be these new AI which run at you with knives and immediately kill you, so be very careful to take those out. But once things have finally quietened down, make your way inside the fortress, take out the AI on the first floor, then you want to take out that mine that's on the stairs. At the top of the stairs, there's going to be a wire that you're going to want to defuse, and to the left, there's going to be a few AI waiting for you. Once you've taken those out, take out this suppression mine, then go ahead and prone and defuse this barbed wire, and make your way into this room where there's going to be a suppression mine on the wall there. There's going to be a few elites that are going to be hiding behind tables and cover that you're going to want to be taking out. And further to the right of this window is going to be another one of those mines that you're going to want to take out. There'll be 1 or 2 riot shield AI as well as more elites, but right at the back of the room, hiding behind the filing cabinet, is going to be the boss called Legacy, who has a flaming shotgun who can down you in just a few shots. So you've got to be very careful and take your time when approaching him, because not only does he shoot you with that, he also throws down a multitude of incendiary grenades which light the entire floor up on fire. So you definitely just want to take your time. There is no need to rush this fight. Well, all you need to do is put enough damage into the boss so that Legacy dies. You'll see a pop-up saying Legacy eliminated, and in the room that you're seeing me in currently, there will be a reward rift that will have spawned that will contain some sort of amazing reward for you, such as a free weapon like a Scorcher Wonder weapon or Wonder Wafer, perks, and also a specific shotgun which is called the Newtonian Negator, which is the Warlord's specific shotgun. The final side Easter egg in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is a secret boss fight within the Ether Storm itself, where there is a disciple boss called the Stormcaller. Depending on what threat level this storm is in, the zombies within the storm and the boss are going to be one threat level higher in difficulty, and the Stormcaller boss itself is really difficult to take down. But if you have the right weaponry, like the tire pistols with a specific akimbo build, which I have a video for on my channel linked above, or the Stormcaller bike with that Ether Pulse field upgrade, you can kill the Stormcaller boss extremely quickly, and by killing it, it will drop a 3-plated vest as well as a gold skull item, which is worth 5,000 essence. And with that, you can immediately sell it and get a pack-a-punch for free. If you learned something new, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more.